Hey brother, how's it going?
Welcome to this presentation of Brendan Hunt Custom. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button and feel free to share with your friends to grow the channel and make better content. Now without further ado, let's bring out your host for this video, Mr. Brendan.
Alright, we got a interesting video today, I suppose. I guess we'll see how it goes. Grandpa asked if I wanted something productive to do this afternoon since it's still too wet to go to the field and they're calling for more rain. I was like, well, hell yes, sign me up, please. So I guess I'm gonna go pull trees this afternoon. I'm currently pulling out of the silage pit with the skid steer. Gonna take it up to the shop, put some fuel. I probably ought to put some def in it as well. And then he told me where to go, so we're gonna go start pulling trees. Stay tuned. Alright, so basically the objective is simple. I'm gonna go along all of the levees in our creek bottoms, and I'm gonna pull out all of the mulberry trees. I'm gonna try to get as many as I can, and then I'll stack them up in a pile, come back with the grapple in a little bit, put them all in a pile. Gotta pull our first one here. Buddy. So we got to be cautious of a couple things. First of all, we have got to stay out of the ditch because it's kind of deep down there, and the last thing I really want is to fall in the ditch. As long as we don't go over the levee too far and wind up in the ditch, that's the main concern. The next concern is I got to make sure I grapple the tree correctly before I go to pull it up. If I don't, there's a pretty good chance it's going to come right back into my windshield and I will break the windshield. So I'll turn the camera around here and let's start pulling trees, I guess. These ones are at least pretty easy too. There's a couple down there that might be a little bit of a challenge, but for the most part, this should not be bad. You just set them over to the side. There's a little bush right here we're going to get into. I'm going to go ahead and get it pulled while I remember it. These are kind of hard to spot sometimes. So that's how they start out before they develop into the big ones. I've got a couple of those. We'll show you that here in a second. Alright, well that was one little cluster. Let's move outside a little bit more. I'm gonna go clean up some spots I missed. And then I've got to do this whole edge of the ditch behind me. Once I make my way back up to the shop, we'll get our grapple bucket and come through and pick everything up, put it on the brush pile. I gotta be a little delicate here where I'm pulling up out of the hedgerow because there's still a fence here, but it's not too bad. The levee is pretty steep, so you know, if it's over the fence, I'm not going to worry about getting it with the skid steer. The ones that are bad enough that need to be addressed, I will just come back through with a chainsaw and cut them out myself. But we're going to get to all the ones we know we can get to with the skid steer. This just makes my life so much easier. Now, while I'm remembering to talk about it and thinking about it, the other day I posted a video covering a truck show I did for one of my buddies. And it seems to be gaining some traction. We got some new subscribers off of there. So, my question for you guys is that something you would be interested in me covering more? Because I enjoy going to shows and all that jazz. But if you guys think we can make a series out of it, let me know down in the comments and we'll see what we can make out of it. I've also been coming up brainstorming a little bit for new video ideas. I've thought about this series where I go on a truck tour with some of my good buddies, where they basically showcase their trucks, what all they've done to them, how they run, blah, blah, blah. So if you guys think that would be pretty cool too, let me know down in the comments. Alright, I think we got one more tree to pull up here, and then we'll go back and get hooked onto the grapple bucket. Good tip with your skid steer hydraulics, if they sit out in the elements, you can just simply couple them together like so, and now when it rains you don't have to worry about your contact tips getting rust and stuff all over them. I'm gonna unhook this and let's hook onto the grapple. guys, it's starting to rain now. Lovely. I'm gonna wash my hands real quick, get all this oil and crap off. Check my radar here in a second, see what it's gonna do. Well, according to my phone, that's a bunch of scattered showers. So either it's gonna just blow right over us and do absolutely nothing, or, you know, we might get something. Kind of looks like it's cooking up the further east it gets, but I highly doubt we really see anything at all. Now, for the next 5 days, they're calling for rain every day. I believe tomorrow they're calling for almost an inch. So we're going to be out of the field for a little while. I'm going to do a bunch of little odd and end projects, keep myself busy, but I'm going to try to get some videos recorded for y'all. That way, whenever I get really busy during farming season and I don't have time to pack a camera around every day, come home and edit every night, I can at least give you guys something, you know? Which it's going to be a little bit better now. My second job, coaching basketball, is over now. We wrapped up our season there a week or so ago. So now I can go back to doing all this full time and be able to have a little bit more free time to edit videos. We're going to go to the back here and start picking everything up. I see my grandpa's wheeling up at the side-by-side, so who knows what he wants. You know, I'm going to be honest with you guys, this grapple bucket is really nice. It's a 84-inch on the sides, and it's literally just as simple as it gets. You press your little hydraulic button lever on your skid steer, and it'll open the jaws or close the jaws. And then I just kind of come through here like I'm raking it. And then once I get to the point, like that, we lift her up and we take her to the pile. However, you got to be careful. If you open your jaws up too much, let me get my finger over here. If you open your jaws up too much, you risk hitting the quick couplers on your hydraulics if you have it tilted back all the way like this. So when you go to open it, you got to have it out about like that instead of like that. Now, whenever you close it, then you can tilt it all the way back and you don't have to worry about it. Other than that, this is a pretty slick little unit. We've used it for all kinds of different things, whether it's moving concrete, helping build crossings, clearing brush. It's a pretty nice little multi-purpose tool. Shoot, I even use it to shovel pipe around whenever I'm building fence. Before it started sprinkling on us again. So now we're just going to work our way back up yonder and try to pile up as much of this brush as we can. And it looks like I'm going to have to come fix a fence at some point.